Hey everyone, this is Christopher Donnell, one of the pastors at Urbana UMC, and it's another Motivational Monday and a time to sit down and talk with another part of our Easter offering initiative. And today we have Molly Meadows, who is the director of family ministry here at Urbana UMC. And part of our offering was to go to Vacation Bible School. And so what's Vacation Bible School and what's the theme this year?
So Vacation Bible School is a 5-day experience for children from preschool until just finished 5th grade, okay? So this is a great time that it's only 2 hours long, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. each of those nights. And this is just a time where we get to teach about Jesus in a fun kid version way, the best way, right? So this year's VBS is press play, get in the mix, sorry. And this is where we get to turn up the volume on kids learning exactly who they are through Jesus's eyes. And this is going to root and grow the confidence, real confidence.
Awesome. So VBS was a little bit different last year. Mm-hmm. This year, what will it look like with last year was all online with COVID. What's it going to look like this year?
So this year we're going to be back in person, but we are going to still have some options online in case busy schedules or just uncomfortable and don't want to be in a group setting yet, and that's perfectly fine. So we will be meeting here at our church at UUMC those 5 days, and it's going to be a blast.
Awesome. So what are typically, besides COVID year, what are some of the challenges that you as a director have to overcome, especially like even right now planning, and like what are some needs, some things that you have to overcome to get to VBS?
So to get to VBS, our first and most important thing is our volunteers, the adults that are going to be speaking the truth into these children's lives. And something that's really cool this year, well, we actually started maybe 2 years ago, is we switched to the orange curriculum VBS. And we did that because one of the greatest things they have is a station that's just for small groups. This is just the leaders running it, and they get to have real conversations, sometimes off the script, but a lot of times not. And it's real questions that these kids are going to remember forever, that really changes their lives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, small groups are huge, and having those conversations. What would you say, and maybe I just answered your question, what would you say is your favorite part about Vacation Bible School?
I don't know, the dancing is, everybody knows if you've seen our Sunday Funday videos, the worship videos are my favorite. But getting to just have that freedom of worshiping together, dancing, being silly, you can't beat those moments of just the straight freedom to worship our God.
Yeah. So 60% of the Easter offering went to Vacation Bible School. What does that look like? What does 60% of offering, where does it go? What does it do? How's it spent? What happens?
Part of the money, the most important part, some kids would say, is to our snack. So we really appreciate that part. But there are crafts, snacks, there's all the supplies from games, which normally includes a lot of pool noodles. And then there's always the t-shirts for the kids, because this is something they get to wear and remember and represent to the community around them. They get to say, what is that? And they get to shine bright in it. So there's always the fun trinkets for the kids to take home personally. And again, just the supplies itself, the resources to be able to get the curriculum and to know how to run a VBS, that is all provided by the funding. And without that, kids get to go home with their CDs every year. Oh. And my kids are still listening to VBS CDs from 5 years ago. Yeah. So they are wonderful. I could just keep going on and on of the little things, but the whole picture is done because of the generosity.
Yeah. We also have those CDs that continue to be used, and we'll even YouTube some of the songs still. So our girls love the music too. Do you have a favorite VBS moment? Maybe it's something generalized, but maybe something specific.
Okay, so I have two.
Okay.
One is from our first year experience with the orange curriculum for VBS, and that was the small group. I kind of snuck in and sat in because being the director, you don't get to have the one-on-one conversations with kids as much as the leaders do. Mm-hmm. And so I sat in on one of them, and again, there was specific questions to go through as the leaders, because the resources make it very simple for our volunteers to feel confident in leading. And the questions went completely off-road because one of the children just felt the need to ask something real. And so real that there were tears shed. There was the truth. You could just see just how original. What word am I thinking of? Just so
Authentic.
Authentic. There it is.
Yeah.
It was so authentic that this child was wanting to know more, and when he asked it, you could see his spirit just filling up with God. It was it was an amazing moment. My second favorite is when I'm around town, city pool, city park, and I just see people saying Miss Molly, and it just reminds me that a person like me, just an average Joe or Jane, I guess, and God uses me, and I am very humbled by that. And the fact that I get to be a part of such a great thing, that these kids go to school and in their sports and everything, and they have those pieces of Jesus in them, ready to put together with other kids that pieces of Jesus, and that creates the next setting for our community. The next generation is building up, and it's amazing to be a part of it. So those little highs, and I know you from VBS, pretty special.
That is super cool. What are the dates again?
This year's dates, we're going to start on Sunday, July 25th, and it's going to go through Thursday, July 29th.
Okay, so what would you say is your biggest need as of right now? And second question, how can the church support this even more?
So, first need, always the volunteers. If we don't have the adults to meet the needs of how many children sign up, then they don't get that one-on-one time, those awesome God moments that they get to remember forever. So volunteers, again, you don't have to be a leader of the group. You can be a helper. There's the stations that we have as well. And again, the donations we love to have donations too, because some people can't help. And so we have donations. And then what was the second part?
So the biggest need was volunteers. Yes. And then the second question was, how can we continue to support? What can the church do next? Or
begin praying. Just praying for those great encounters, praying for those specific children that God already knows is going to be affected by VBS to be here, to start praying for the families to say, hey, I want my kid to be a part of that. I don't know if I can tell them this stuff at home, but at least they can do it for me. Just start praying for those that God already has in place, but that we are ready for it. Pray for our leaders that are going to be a part of it. And again, just our community, that we can just reach the ones that nobody ever thought we would.
Yeah. So, what's one thing you want everybody today to walk away with? What's your takeaway about VBS?
VBS is a blast. You will be entertained the entire time, from one-on-one conversations to dancing crazy to remembering what it's like to have a childlike faith, that you get to be fun and silly with our God, our Father, who created us to be like this. It's just, there are rules, but it's pretty much freedom of just getting to be having fun with our dad. So take that away, that you get to tell your neighbor kids, your grandkids, your own kids, your nieces and nephews, that this is a place that we want them to be here, and that we can't wait to see you guys.
Yeah. And so there'll be signups online. And we'll have those dates and links sent out to you. And then, like I think Molly said, invite people. Anybody's welcome. You don't have to be a member of our church.
No.
You don't even have to. You can be a member of another church and come here. I mean, it's just what we do, and we like to let kids know about Jesus and their families. And so we're thankful for Molly and all the work that she does down with our children's ministry and VBS. It's such a big part of who we are at our church. I mean, we've done this every year for a long time.
Ever since I've been here.
And before that, and before I was ever here. So it's great to see that continued tradition of reaching young people for Jesus. So thanks for tuning in today. Thanks, Molly, for sitting down, and look forward to more information about VBS coming soon. It is May, but July is right around the corner, so we will have more coming soon. So thanks again for joining us today.